Frenchmere.
Yes.
This is round of 8, best of 3, Kamchatka, Baja California, and Guatemala. If you are unaware of the tournament format, if you win with a Civ, you are not able to play that Civ again. Additionally, you start with a premier civilization. So your favorite civilization or whatever civ you want to start with, that is the civ that you start with. Both of these players for the whole tournament selected France. So France mirror it is. We see that France is pretty strong, obviously making it to round of 8. And France versus France, Kamchatka, summer or winter version. This should be pretty interesting. French mirror, from what I understand, has a little bit more flair than some other mirrors from other civs. So I'm really excited to see what comes in here. What do you think about these players? Do you think Mitoe obviously is pretty high rated? You think he might take it 2-1 or something?
I definitely would be going on a 2-1 here. I think Mito's French is just very strong. I can't count how many games on Kamchatka that I've seen him play France. So I think this is a good way for him to open.
Yeah, Kamchatka summer. Kamchatka winter. France. I would guess that they're going to start with a stable and a couple cav that will allow them to raid and or defend raids. What is going to be really interesting to pay attention to is when players age up to the next age. When they age to 3, if they have, it could allow a tempo advantage one way or the other, and that could they could play a big role. So we'll see what happens. If you guys want to chat in Twitch chat, I have been responding to it some. So it's anyone curious. I am in the middle of my 24-hour stream doing a cast for the iNcog's Cup. 6 hours of casting for that in the middle of a 24-hour stream. So I'm a little bit on the doozy side, and it's yeah. I may not even speak coherently for everything. It's good. It's a little bit crazy for me. On the other hand, Dancel here is all fresh and ready to go, and it should be a pretty good cast from him, so he can keep me in check.
All right. So I've noticed that it was a wood start, and both players have already gone for a TP.
Yeah, Go ahead.
Which I think is pretty standard in a French mirror.
Yeah, for sure. There are other options. Go ahead.
I think it's just going to be probably a Musk open, honestly.
Yeah.
But I'll be interested to see, because in a French mirror, it's just that sort of razor's edge of, can I get away with aging up without getting right-clicked?
Yeah, I definitely expect markets, almost full market ups, at least steel traps and probably plaster mines age 2 ASAP. That and getting it in transition too, getting hunting dogs and plaster mines in transition. And it's going to come a lot down to micro and in macro. Oftentimes in mirrors, if you can gain just a little bit of an advantage economically, that's going to pay off over time, and that should give you a military advantage over time. So we'll see which player is able to do that and what happens.
Both players have already eaten their goats. Conqueror has 1 left, and Mito's already eaten all 4 of his.
Nice.
So they're both going for a very fast age up.
Yeah, Conqueror aging a little bit faster though. We'll take a look at the treasures in a mirror. Treasures can make a big difference. Mitoe picks up 85 wood and 80 wood. Dang, that's nice. 165 wood for him. Conqueror picks up 75 food. So that 75 food explains a little bit of why he's aging up faster. And 85 wood, 80 wood. I'm not sure what he's going to do with that. It looks like Wait.
He already has his market down.
Oh! Did he just now build his first house? Conqueror just now built his first house.
Oh, he's Mito's 12-10ing as well. My goodness,
Dang.
this is fast. They both have a very quick agenda in mind.
And Mitoe built a market before he built a house. All
That's
right.
hilarious.
So, yeah.
We might be seeing a naked FF here.
By
Does
both
Mitoe have his
players.
fast industrial deck? He does. Mitoe has his fast industrial deck queued up, which has
Dang.
been something I've seen him favoring a lot lately.
Oh,
The
dang.
engineer age up to stabilize, and then the 14 skirms, 2 heavies, 6.
All right. I'm excited to see this. So we
This
have
is spicy.
market. Yeah, very spicy. We see the market start from Mitoe. He did build a house off to the side, kind of to scout incoming raids and whatnot. I like that positioning.
Yeah, and
Additionally,
he already has 2 of his market techs.
yeah. Yeah, I like the choice of building the market before building the house. That's you're in transition. You can't build villagers, so why build the house before build a market? So I really like that choice. Just Conquer just now building the market, building a stable now.
Mito's doing his barracks.
Yeah.
So I'd assume 5, 10, maybe 15 musks age up to fortress. And then we'll see if he can get away with industrial or not.
Yeah, I am really
We have
excited
3
to see this.
as a first shipment from Conqueror. That's huge right now because Mitoe has no military.
Yeah, for sure. And also a stable opening from him. So very different strategies from these players. It is not a mirror in strategies by any means.
Not even slightly.
They obviously both aged with 12 villagers, but yeah, crazy.
That's where the similarities end.
Yeah,
so we have
exactly.
4 musks out from Mitoe. We have that explorer just trying to tank a little bit. We have 3 more husks running across the field to join their.
I really like the scout out from Mitoe there, seeing the stable and knowing what's coming up. That is 6
I don't think he could get any closer. I don't think he could get any closer.
I saw a game earlier where he legitimately was like a house and a half closer than that, and I was like, "What? How in the world is he not being seen?" Like, I don't understand.
Maybe I'm strange, but I always, right after Colonial Age, I hit a Colonial Age. I always walk my Explorer in a circle around my own TC. But maybe I should be scouting, but I feel like that's something you should do against France, just because.
That's something I don't see many players do. It is a little bit of lag. Hopefully, it doesn't continue to be so. It is worth also mentioning that you're not cutting in and out anymore, at least currently aren't. So it seems to be fixed. And yeah, this is spicy. I'm glad to see it. Mitoe, he went double barracks, so maybe not so much fast industrial. He, like you were saying, or semi-fast industrial, whatever. He does have that deck, but we'll see what he does with it. It is worth. Go ahead.
It is worth mentioning that Mitoe has added in some pikes and has managed to ship 700 wood, whereas Conqueror just had to chop for a house there. So he's a little bit on the back foot right now, and he might even lose this stable because there's no way he can.
Look how close that scout is before. Did you see that? How close he got before? It's insane how close that is. But yeah,
Mitoe might be caught out of position a little bit here, but I think he won't lose. I don't think he'll lose too much.
Yeah, probably not too much. He'll probably lose the scout, which would be a shame. But
I think the scout's in cover mode actually right now, just to tank that extra 120 HP.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be a cost-efficient trade if Conqueror takes this, but he probably could take it.
It's never ideal to fight musketeers with hussars, but I mean, if any Age 2 cav can take on musks, the huss are probably the best, honestly.
Yeah, for sure. He's just getting his barracks up now. It looks like he's going to lose his stable. So despite having the FI deck, perhaps one thing that is really worth mentioning in AoE3 that isn't quite like other games is you can pick a deck, 25 cards, that your opponent can see. And they can react to it however they see fit. But if the deck seems to do one thing and your opponent expects that, then you doing something else can be extremely good. So a lot of times I see professionals... Go ahead.
Oh, Mito's aging right now.
Yeah. Oh, he is? Yeah,
yep.
Okay.
Right there. Just
is this what is up? Is this what he normally does for his fast industrial? Or
yeah, he usually makes some musk pressure. He did this on Tuparo a few games as well in the EPL. I've really enjoyed the style he's been doing from France. It's a lot more interesting than the usual semi-FF into Skirm Goon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now we see 8 bows was just shipped, which means if these musks get snared, he is going to lose his whole army there.
Yeah, but it's not a huge army, so...
No, I don't think it's the worst thing. There's no siege pressure here, so even if Mitoe does lose his whole army, Conqueror can't really do much about it. And he's up safely now.
Yeah, one thing that's worth mentioning is going muskets encourages your opponent to go light infantry, and if they do that, then they're not going to have any siege out.
I think it's probably me.
Do you want to screen share with me?
That might be better.
Okay.
The other option here, let me see if this works. Okay, that should be better. Or actually, I have a better idea.
All right. Well, just try to fix it and let me know.
Just.
If we need a screen share, then we can do that. I have done several casts like that, so I am familiar.
Let me try this. All right, that should be much better.
Right. Let me turn you up. All right. Go ahead and talk a bit.
All right. Is that better?
Yeah, a little bit distorted, but hopefully it'll be fine. It's definitely a different. It's a different mic. You sound a little bit different, but that's fine. Yeah, so Mitoe ended up going with some goons and some musk. He has the H3 advantage over his opponent, and Conqueror is looking to age up pretty soon here. He has lots of villagers on food, just a couple on coin. Shipped 700 coin just now, so he's going to age up himself. The army from Conqueror looks like it's going to be cleaned up. The goons going in melee mode to deal with the crossbows. Skirmishers coming out. Really nice army comp and pop onto the crossbows. Perhaps some overextension by Conqueror, but to be honest, 8 crossbows isn't the end of the world. We saw Mitoe losing about 8 musketeers earlier, so yeah, fairly even all in all. We see the economy is dead even, 35 to 35. Military is advantage over to Mitoe. Age advantage is over to Mitoe. We'll see what comes with the rest of this, but yeah. At what point does he usually go H4?
He usually tries to send 1,000 coin after he has a decent little army. I really hope that's what he's going for, but he might stay H3.
Okay. All right. So
I really like that green micro from him. Because if you can get crossbows into melee with just about any, they're just not.
Yeah. It doesn't appear like the phone option is working very well. Do you want to just try screen sharing? What? Say
yeah,
what?
These musks have been tech to veteran, which indicates to me that he is going for some sort of industrial, or at least more of a musketeer falconet combination at the very least.
All right, he is adding more skirms too. So
yeah.
Looking like it's going to be mostly an infantry. Infantry mass from him. let
See a
me.
raid coming in here.
Yeah, for sure. I'll share that
Basically,
too.
all these huts are dead. They're all on very low HP.
Yeah. Yeah, well, look at them. Yeah, they're very, very low, like you're saying. One's at about 3/4, one's about half, and then all the other three are 38, 71, and 51. So very, very low HP. Just a couple shots from goons will take those out. Looks like a very good timing push from Mitoe. 153 to 115 score. If it continues to lag, you're welcome to out at any point. Yeah, Falconet's coming forward. Needs to have enough anti-cav there. There is some cav for Conqueror, but he does not have a stable. I don't know if Mitoe is counting on that at all, but not having a stable could be pretty big. Fight comes in, all the cav go down immediately. The goons come in and not focusing the cannons at all. Cannons free reign on everything here. It's it looks like Conqueror is going to call it. I'm gonna.
Definitely really nice play from Mitoe there with the vet mod.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. All right, so looking at the units killed, looking good there. We see Mitoe up 54 to 44. Experience combat XP echoes that too. Looking at resources gathered, Mitoe was actually significantly in the lead pretty much the whole game. I think you'd be surprised how much of a difference the market ups earlier make, and I think a lot of that came down to that. We'll look at the shipments. They both shipped 700 wood, 700 coin. So there was not a difference in that. So yeah, I think the early market ups is what made a really big difference there.
Yeah, I think so too. That early market really paid off very quickly for Mitoe there.
Yeah. Max Magus, I am still alive. I am holding on barely. We see that when it came to military units coming out, Mitoe was behind. Behind by about 30 seconds at the start. But due to that stronger eco, he was able to make it work, and that snowballed to the victory. Well done from him. Really well done. We're going to get into game number 2 in a bit. This is game number 1 between Mitoe and Conquerer999, and Mitoe takes it 1-0.
Really good game. Really good friendship.
Yeah. I was getting excited for some FI or semi-FI stuff there, but I believe I am sharing the screen. You can see that now. Let me know if I need to change anything else. But yeah, well done from Mitoe. It is Mitoe who won, so he gets to pick the Civ first. Conquer is going to respond. Mitoe cannot use France. Every other Civ for both. Every other Civ for Mitoe is available, and every Civ, including France, is available for Conquer. The map is Baja California.
All right, let's try this screen share here.
Just go to Discord and open it up to full screen. That's all you do. They can even share. Here, I'll share a specific window. I'll try calling again. Oh. You there?
Yep.
Oh, okay. You did it without the phone, so yeah, I like that choice. I'm gonna share just Age of Empires, Age of Empires 3, so you won't see me tabbing out and checking Discord and whatnot. Is it good for you?
Yep, the sound quality is great here.
And the video quality, if you will.
I don't have the video shared.
You don't have it shared. Why is it not? Okay, there we go.
There we go. Brilliant.
Rip jailed 1 minute of silence. I had a minute of silence. Oh, because I died a few hours ago. Yeah. Both did 12-10. They both did surf and slide. Jailed Epstein didn't commit suicide.
Looks like we see Eero coming out from Mitoe and counterpicked with Ottoman.
Yeah, that's interesting.
This is a fun matchup if there ever was one.
Yeah, both lots of early aggression. I don't feel like you would pick Ottomans here if you are intending to FF. So it seems that he is picking Ottomans to deal with the aggression early. There are some other options. In an earlier match, we saw Sioux versus Iroquois, and it seemed like at no point in the game did Iroquois have a chance versus Sioux. Despite some misplays by Sioux, he always had an economic lead, and his military was always comparable. At no point did Iroquois have an advantage militarily. So we see Eero pick first by Mitoe, Conquerer999 picking Ottomans in response. The map is Baja California. What do you expect out of this matchup?
I mean, I would not be surprised to see an FF out of Ottoman, and it's simply because Iroquois really struggles against Falconets. And so the classic FF from Otto is sometimes just exactly what you need to shut down Iroquois' infantry-heavy armies. But the trick is just getting to that stage without getting overrun by Iroquois units. Now, Mitoe does seem to usually go Fortress Age as the Iroquois, since they have such a powerful Fortress Age. But there's also sea options. And Iroquois doesn't have a terrible water boom on EP, and Otto has options if they want them as well.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any real linear way for this to play out.
Yeah, there's a lot of options from both sides. I know for whatever reason in 1v1, very few players like to go Avis, and I understand it a little bit. Muskets and Hussar is kind of the meta, and Avis don't really play much of a role in that, at least in H2. That's kind of the meta. But Avis versus Iroquois could be pretty decent. Iroquois Kanye Horsemen are okay, but not. They're just that. They're okay. They're
very average. And what makes them decent is their range resist, which doesn't come into play because Avis just do the half damage to all cav regardless of what their armor is. So that extra little bonus that Kanye have doesn't make any difference in this.
Yeah. Costing, I believe it's 100 food, 75 wood. And for their stats, that's about right. But costing wood is pretty rough.
That is the one thing that makes Eero very unique, is that all their H2 units cost food and wood.
Yeah, that's true.
And so it makes sense from a design perspective, but when you're actually playing, you're like, oh, 75 wood, and then you think, well, I want 5 of them, and then you start doing the math, and it really bites.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, the 4 Connie shipment, very good. But Avis, if Iroquois are doing Warhawk Mass, which is definitely a strong option. If they do that, I could see Avis being extremely strong versus that, because they're going to completely shut down Aina and also obviously shut down Tomahawks very, very well.
And one thing that's worth mentioning that makes Avis extremely good in this matchup is just how well they can pick off that War Chief and how important that is for Eero.
Yeah.
Like normal musketeers and skirmishers, they just kind of tickle that guy. But I mean, 12. I would think it's 13 Avis guns will one-shot that guy at the discovery level, and then obviously Shadow Tech's up, and then so it's like less than 20 to one-shot that guy, and then after he's gone, the whole army just is so much weaker.
Yeah, for sure. 10% HP is really, really nice from the Eero War Chief.
We might have a treasure contention. Oh, just missed it. But he might lose his Explorer, which is very unusual the other way around.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Oh, he's aging now, so he probably won't lose it. But that could have gone very poorly for him.
I'm aware of Dynamic Fastener and Musty. I'm aware of the differences in the last game that of the cards and what was sent, but the market ups sending going in that much early did make a big difference. And yeah, I'm aware that Conquer sent military shipments 3 Hussar second card, and it paid off over time. But yeah. Or it didn't pay off over time, rather. But yeah, I'm aware.
If you'll notice, there's a grizzly bear just chilling in Conqueror's base, trying to see the age up if it was a tower or 400 wood. Now Mito's pulling it away. That's really nice scouting from him.
Yeah. Yeah, knowing what the opponents are up to, if it's a tower and 200 coin, there's a very strong chance that he's going to FF. And you want to know if your opponent is doing that. He still has a cougar in there, by the way.
Yeah, he's just chilling.
So he knows it's not a tower and 200 coin. In fact, it is 400 wood, and I don't believe with the cougar. He doesn't have vision of that barracks yet. But...
You should probably check the ocean on the bottom left there.
Oh, nice! Iroquois and Ottomans are on the sea there, and we see that.
Yeah, Mitoe sent his travois there at the very start.
Nicely done.
I'm not sure if he was chopping wood in transition and just spamming out fishing ships, but you can see that Ottoman also has the ships there too. So,
yeah.
So we might be in for some extended colonial play, or we could be seeing very greedy semis. Mito's already sent 5 vills.
We see 2 galleys in queue by Conqueror. 2 in queue. So he's going to be able to put some pressure on for sure. Galleys are very, very strong. And yeah, that's what he's doing with all his resources. He's just now starting his first Janissary train.
He is going to have 4 galleys on this ocean.
4 galleys, dang. But, I mean, that is quite a few fishing boats. So if it does deny your opponent, it perhaps is a bit of a overextension. Iroquois, you're looking at his deck. He does have 3 privateers, but
maybe that's what he's anticipating, is just making sure he has enough water pressure to deny that.
Yeah.
We do see that Conqueror has made 1 military unit of some kind on the military graph.
A
lone Janissary.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like Mito's going to have this entire little water boom completely cleaned up, and Conqueror's just going to go heal that 1 galley right back up to full health.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything Mitoe can do to contest this water anymore.
Yeah, Iroquois. Sorry, thanks, Octavio. We discussed this earlier, and yeah, you're right. It's Iroquois, not Iroquois. It's just, old habits die hard. Walls in the back. Yeah, walls in the back. That is peculiar.
I think he just doesn't want to have any Kanya surprise him.
Yeah, I suppose so. But why in the back, not in the front?
Well, he can see that part.
I guess he doesn't want to be looking behind his base. I don't know.
Maybe he was afraid of some units getting put in some canoes or something. It's hard to say exactly what he's thinking here.
Yeah, that's true.
Mito's aging right now. He even skipped the 600 coin and just did the crates. But behind this, he's lost all his eco, and he's now exactly on par with Ottoman, which is not at all what you want to be doing.
No, it's not. Ottoman has invested into the fishing boats, has invested quite a bit into the galleys. So that is 300 wood, 100 coin. So it's actually 600 wood, 200 coin, and a shipment that was used to do so. So I don't feel like Mito's going to be in that bad of a position, or feel like he's in that bad of a position. It's also worth noting a dock on the top side here by Conqueror. Yeah, it's looking good for him.
Forward war hut.
Yeah, very forward war hut. I definitely, so thinking about this matchup, I would probably expect a large forest prowler mass.
He just sent crates. Can we check Mito's deck briefly? I'm
Yeah,
wondering if
we can
he...
do that.
No, he doesn't really have any Age 4 cards, so we won't see any cheese with light cannons, unfortunately, but that's a really solid assortment of military shipments, Cav, and
This is just about as water of a deck as you could get as Iroquois, though. One
I
thing
think,
a lot of people don't
that's every
know.
card.
Yeah, well, yeah. One thing a lot of people don't know is this Age 4 card of 4 Advanced War Canoes also increases all War Canoes by hit points, 20% hit points. Little known fact that not a whole lot of people know. Hopefully that helps you out in the games.
Unfortunately, War Canoes are just garbage, so it's not...
Yeah.
At least it's something.
Yeah, at least it's something. Exactly.
What kind of ship has a draw animation?
We look at Ottoman's deck here, and we see having rendering plant, but nothing else really benefiting his fishing boats. If I had to pick only one, though, that's probably the one I would pick.
It's a little disappointing not to see the 8 Hussar shipment Age 4, but I get why.
Yeah.
It's just so hard to get any sort of age advantage over Iroquois.
Yeah, for sure.
So we see no anti-cav at all right now, which is a bit risky. Well, I think there's a couple tomahawks in there, but there's basically no anti-cav in there.
Yeah, we'll go to military units, and we can see that. It is 8. He just sent 5 more forward, so perhaps I know he was scouting with some of his units earlier, so if he knew there was only a barracks, then safe bet to go force prowlers. Cannons come out now, getting to get some shots, decent shots, but Iroquois back up, and yeah, it's 124 to 109 in score, 35 to 30 in eco pop, and 15 to 29 in military pop. So yeah, with the extra shipments that Mitoe has sent, he has a better eco now, or he's probably gathered about the same amount of resources. But Ottomans is just eking up there more and more, gaining
We
an
see
advantage.
the scouts or the forest prowlers are in stealth right now.
Yeah.
Picking off a villager.
Yeah, very nicely done from them.
Very clever work.
Very.
And then the Canyon are here to try to draw out.
Yeah. Interesting here. Here, Ottomans is backed into a corner over here. They don't have... He's gathering mostly wood. He does have his fishing boats on food and wood, coins.
Look
so
at that
good.
falconet placement, though. Like, that is disgusting.
Yeah.
Now, it is worth noting that canyons have a very strong multiplier against artillery.
Yeah, having a 1.75. Most hand cav don't have a specific multiplier versus artillery, but really nicely down there. And the falconets do go down, so all the army cleaned up by Mitoe, and I'm struggling to see what Conqueror can do in this situation. Let's look at his deck real quick. He has
the Obis, or the Spahi and the Mamelukes. I mean, they're strong, but there's a lot of tomahawks on the field now. Yeah. 5 Obis isn't enough to take that all out.
The Spahi would be ideal, but he does not have resources. He has 6 villagers on food, 10 on coin. The Janissaries were sent. That's really the only option he had in that situation, I think.
Which is really not what you want versus that Forest Prowler.
No, not at all.
Heavy composition.
Yeah.
I don't think there's much of a way out from here, but he does, behind this, have a fishing economy.
Yeah.
But Mitoe's caught right back up with his eco.
Yeah, 38 to 35. Military is still a landslide advantage. Yeah, he does have the fishing economy, and that's pretty hard to touch. But yeah, I don't know what Ottomans is going to do here. He doesn't have any military buildings left. No, he's just building one right here, building a barracks, and building a barracks. Because, yeah, Janissary is super OP versus Age 3, right? That's sarcasm.
You know it. I mean, there is one shipment he could send. Oh no, he sent the obvious guns. I was gonna say technically he could send the CM, and then he could spend his resources on a huge batch of Minutemen, just maybe buy himself a bit of time. But he goes for the 5 obus, which get picked off by the Explorer crack shot.
Yeah, that would have been a nice touch during the Colonial Militia. But,
Looks like he's going to lose all his villagers.
Yeah, lose several at least there. Wall is allows them to get it safely away, and getting into the ship is another nice touch. But, yeah, looking very rough for Conqueror. Is there a way back? His eco is still 33 out of 38. We do see an artillery foundry coming out now. So
if he can just camp on the shore with these ships, I mean, Iroquois does not have an Age 3 land counter to warships, which is worth noting. It is really the only thing they do lack.
Well,
but they don't have a way to
cannon, so they don't have. They have no answer to cannon outside of kind of horsemen.
But what I mean by that is, like, Sioux has the rifle riders with the multiplier against ships, and Aztec has the arrow knights, but there's nothing Iroquois has Age 3 that has any way of dealing with warships from land. So if he can just sit here on the edge, I mean, Mitoe is going to be forced to go Age 4 for light cannon, or somehow get a trade monopoly.
Yeah.
Right now, I don't think he can do that, but I mean, he's got a few Janissaries and a bunch of warships.
Yeah. I don't know what to say here. All the houses going down. Conqueror very housed. He's just very far behind. Where's his explorer? It is right here, right on the map. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's not like Mitoe can push into this when there's 4 galleys, but it just means that Conqueror is forced to stay right on the coastline or just lose everything.
Right.
I think it's too late for Conqueror, but I do see what he's thinking right now.
Yeah. I don't know.
Does he have the frigate in deck? It might have enough range here.
Let's see. He does have a frigate. He's down to 14 villagers. Or, sorry, 14 military, 25 villagers, eco pop. We even see that the villager over here was taken down. I'm expecting Mitoe to do trade monopoly really soon.
Yeah, he'll have to go Age 4 for that, though. I think he... So we see a tower going up, I assume, for 1,000 wood to be shipped to, because he has a shipment stacked.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. 1,000 wood ship to, that'd be nice. His explorer is down, though. And the army from Mitoe is just cleaning this up. It's... Conqueror wants to do everything he can. He doesn't want to... If he loses this, he is out of the tournament. But it's... he doesn't want to lose it. So I can respect that. The ship's doing some work, like you were saying. But yeah, it's way too little, way too late. So yeah.
As we can see, Mitoe is just sitting on 3 trade posts, and yeah. He knows he's behind.
Yeah, GG. We'll take a look at the post-game stats for you guys real quick. Very close in units killed. A lot of those were from ships and TC fire, though. Looking over at combat XP, Mitoe taking that in a landslide victory.
The villager count, I think, will be very interesting.
Yeah, I agree with you. Resources gathered fairly close until Mitoe's Age 3 really kicked in. That 1,200 resources there is providing a difference. And we'll look at the villager population. That's a crazy thing to look at. Mitoe,
What?
yeah, Mitoe losing several fishing boats there, 6 fishing boats, um, and yeah, that's a that's a good game. Well played by Mitoe. I did not foresee Iroquois handling Otto that handedly. Really good play from him. Um, yeah, makes me wish I played Iroquois that well.